Welcome back. Today we're looking at an entry from Rhapsody of Realities by Pastor Chris.
Yep, the one from February 11th.
And it tackles a topic that, sounds familiar, praying in the Spirit. But the way it's broken down here is, well, it's surprisingly technical.
It really is. It treats prayer less like a vague spiritual act and more like a precise mechanism. I mean, the big takeaway is that praying in the Spirit isn't just one thing.
Right.
It's actually a system. It has two distinct parts or levels, and each one does a completely different job.
It's not just do this one action and something good happens. It really separates the idea of building yourself up from, say, changing the circumstances around you.
Exactly.
So let's unpack that. The entry starts with what it calls the first level, which is probably what most people recognize.
Speaking in tongues.
Yeah, speaking in tongues.
And this is where your spirit is the one praying, but it's through the Holy Spirit's inspiration.
Yeah.
The why here is really important, though. The entry leans on Jude 1.20 to argue that the main purpose of this first level is edification. It's for you.
And I really like the imagery that the text used for that. It's so specific. It doesn't just say, it makes you stronger.
No, it doesn't.
It paints this picture of being built up like a towering edifice. It's like you're constructing a skyscraper inside your own spirit.
That's the perfect visualization.
Yeah.
When you're at this first level, speaking in tongues, you aren't really asking for stuff. You are, and this is a quote, supercharging your spirit, soul, and body, fortifying yourself.
So it's basically like an internal battery charger. You do it to get your own power levels up.
Right.
But, and this is where it got really interesting for me, being fully charged doesn't automatically solve the problem you're facing.
No, it doesn't. And that's the pivot. That's where the entry brings in the second level.
And this is a huge shift in who's actually doing the work, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a crucial shift. In level 1, you are the one speaking. But in level 2, it's not your spirit praying anymore. The entry explains that the Holy Spirit himself is making intercession through you.
That was the wild part for me. The whole mechanism just changes. We go from articulate languages or tongues to what the source calls
Deep sighs and groanings which cannot be uttered.
Right. It's like language itself just breaks down. It's completely nonverbal.
It's raw, but there's a clear purpose behind it. The author brings in Romans 8.26 here. The logic is actually very practical.
How so?
As humans, our knowledge is limited. We don't know what to pray for.
We don't have all the data to fix a situation.
Exactly. So this level 2 is the solution to that human ignorance.
Yeah.
You stop trying to use your own words, your own limited understanding.
You essentially step aside.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And since there are no intelligible words, just these deep groanings, you bypass your own intellect entirely.
Which means you can't mess it up with your own ideas.
That's the argument. Because God searches the hearts and knows the mind of the Spirit, this prayer is guaranteed to be in perfect harmony with the Father's will.
Perfect alignment. And that leads directly to the outcome, the entry promises, which it connects to Romans 8.28.
The famous, all things work together for good verse. The argument here is that this specific kind of intercession, this wordless yielding, is what actually triggers that promise.
So it's the thing that causes those difficult or adverse situations to start realigning in your favor.
Because the Spirit is sorting it out directly, with perfect knowledge of God's will.
Okay, so just to wrap my head around the whole system, you have level 1, speaking in tongues, to build yourself up like a fortress.
For internal strength, yes.
And then you have level 2, these groanings, to let the Spirit intervene directly in the external situation.
That's the framework. One for you, one for the world around you.
It really makes you think about the limits of our own words. We usually think that effective communication needs the perfect words, the most eloquent speech.
It does. And that's the thought I'm sort of left with. This text suggests that the deepest, most powerful alignment with the divine will doesn't happen with our best speeches.
It happens when our words fail.
It happens by bypassing human language entirely. True power, in this context, is found exactly where your words run out.
Something to chew on. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
We trust you were blessed by this episode. To gain unlimited access to Rhapsody of Realities by Pastor Chris, please download the Rhapsody app using the link myapp.rhapsodyofrealities.org. God bless you.